Marcos Colon here with SC Magazine. Sitting next to me is David Campbell, who's the founder and CEO of JumpCloud. JumpCloud specializes in cloud user management, zero-effort security, and automated system administration services.
That's correct.
Can you talk a little bit about, I know that you guys focus on SMEs, SMBs. Are these organizations, the smaller ones, are they focusing on security? Are they spending? Or
What we find is that the SMEs know they need to do something about security, but it's frequently not a priority for them until it's their highest priority. And that trigger usually comes in the form of a breach. We do see SMEs focusing on security if they need to sell upmarket to larger enterprise customers that require them to have a SSAE 16 type certification.
So you've been working with smaller organizations for a while now. What are you seeing in terms of the security processes that they have in place? Are they working? Are you seeing some trends that just don't work at all?
Sure. So frequently what we find is that the small organization is in such a hurry to get their product to market and to iterate on features that delight their customers that they take a lot of shortcuts and they frequently don't have robust security processes in any part of the organization. So what we see is that a lot of these companies will have low-hanging fruit type vulnerabilities that make it easy for an attacker to compromise them. Things like weak credentials for their end users, default passwords associated with service accounts, insecure software that's installed as a default part of an operating system that makes it easy for an attacker to get in.
Now, in terms of awareness, breaches are making headlines all over the world, so they know it's out there, but do they know enough to the point to where, okay, now we have to take these steps to protect our own data?
Sure. So I think 2011 has become known in the security community as the year of the breach. That year we saw Sony suffer a devastating attack that left the PlayStation Network offline for months. We saw Stratfor become compromised, betraying sensitive details for all of their customers, including credit card information. 2012 and 2013 were not much better. So I think the level of awareness about the security problem amongst the common man it's never been higher. Yet we still see that people have a mindset of, well, it's not going to happen to me, so I'm probably not going to spend to address this risk until I really need to.
A lot of these smaller organizations are rushing toward the cloud. What's so enticing to them?
I think the biggest draw about the cloud for small, medium-sized business is the ability to build their app and start small and then be able to dynamically add resources to meet higher customer demand without having to spend a fortune and have big lead times associated with traditional data centers. So it's literally a pay-for-what-you-need model where if you get 1 million customers on the day that you launch, you can meet that demand without spending millions on infrastructure.
So when they make that decision, is it based mostly on costs, or because they're not really thinking about the security aspect of it?
I think it's not, people don't go to the cloud because it costs less than building a traditional data center. They go to the cloud because they're able to grow more quickly if they need to. And a lot of startups and small businesses don't know if their idea is going to take off until it does. And at that point, if you're ordering equipment and building a data center, it's too late.
Once again, David Campbell, CEO and founder of JumpCloud. Thanks so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.